For my next LP, I'm going to do something a little different, just for the sake of doing something a little different, and also because I can't, again, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe there's a complete LP of this on YouTube somewhere, but I see a lot of unfinished ones. At any rate, I can see why people haven't finished this game. Probably a lot of people who actually bought the game haven't finished it. It's not actually a very forgiving game. It involves a lot of grinding, a lot of complexity, and it's essentially not scrub friendly. And you really have to read the guides and the wiki to really understand what's going on. You could probably play through blind and make it, but you'd miss a lot of things, and a lot of important things, and it would be a lot harder than it really has to be. This game also came out for the Xbox 360, and there are some pretty substantial differences between the 360 version and the PC version. Not in the plot, but in a lot of the mechanics. It's almost like the PC version is a major patch to the 360 version. The 360 version had some more serious flaws, but this game also has a lot of grinding and a lot of just sort of hunting down rare objects, which I'm going to do a lot of off-screen because, frankly, I don't think it'd really be all that interesting to watch. But the plot is...
Where is she?
I don't know, it's okay. Uh-oh, there are flowers over here. I'll try not to mock it too much, but it's so easy to mock. The voice acting is too. The flowers are gonna get you! The flowers are gonna get you! Run! Run! Run away! Remarkably similar trees. And it almost looks like they copy-pasted the trees. Yeah, they probably did, actually.
Huh?
The simplest explanation is that your main character is a total and utter moron. He is incapable of understanding even the completely obvious. Like, this looks like a battle about to start, and maybe, it wouldn't be such a good idea to just sort of hang around watching on the side, just in case somebody decides that you want to join in the fun.
Out of the way, you idiot!
This guy on the left here is one of the main characters of the game. He's not an idiot, at least. He's actually a decent guy, as they go. Just gratuitous title drop. I don't know. They just sort of drop it in there. There's some things that happen here which are fairly well explained later on, so I'm not going to go into too much detail.
Okay, Paul, get ready!
We are ready, my lord.
I actually played this game
Victory shall be ours!
the first time in Japanese. They kept the original Japanese voice track with English subtitles, just because, well, the voice acting in the Japanese isn't as bad. It's a battle. Have you? I've never seen a battle before in person. Probably not the best thing to go running into, but he's got some moves. I wish I could slide down rocks like that. Now, maybe I could have when I was younger, but I don't know. Maybe not the smartest idea, but as we said, Rush, that's his name. Rush is kind of a moron. And I guess they didn't want to have the possibility that the main character was smarter than the player, and they assumed the players were pretty dumb. Actually, if they assumed the players were pretty dumb, then this game is just sadistic, because you really do have to know what you're doing to do well with it. You could probably sort of work your way through. Anyway, to explain the basics of the screen here, you don't actually have mouse control. Everything is done through keyboard in combat. The mouse does, give you some look around, but the top up there is with the blue and the red is the morale bar. We'll get into that later. We can't really directly mess with it that much. More or less, whenever you flank enemies, your morale goes up. Whenever they flank you, your morale goes down. That's most commonly what's going to affect it. In the top right, there's a little sort of mini-map, and you can see that one of the blue, which is me, is circled, and one of the red is circled. The red is your current target, and the blue is your group. Positioning of unions, that they call these little groups of characters unions, is not super important. It's sort of how many are on, sort of attacking one group is really what matters. You can't actually say to a union, move to this spot. You can only tell them to attack something. Sometimes they don't make it all the way there. But with each of the enemy groups, you'll notice that those 4 options that are listed here change. So I can actually try and choose which set of attacks I'm going to use. The sets of attacks you use are somewhat random. They're kind of controlled by how much AP you have available, action points, which is that little gold bar underneath the blue bar, which shows your hit points. This is actually sort of a fairly complex battle, but I don't think you can lose it. So I'm just going to have everybody attack. There's also this play it by ear option, which just does random things. If you can't find anything you want to do, that's what you choose. And one of the things they added to the PC version is called Turbo Mode, which doubles the speed of battle. Even with Turbo Mode on, the battles can be kind of slow. So I can't imagine sort of how you would have just had the patience for this in the 360 version. I wonder if actually the enemies are automatically missing because of the nature of this battle. Now, with a flank attack, you automatically do extra damage. It's handy. Ironically, one of the main things you want to do in this game, from the standpoint of not getting destroyed by the dynamic difficulty system, is to intentionally be slow at killing enemies. You develop your skills by using them, and you gain levels, battle ranks as they're called, based on how many enemies you defeat. Your stats are based on essentially how long it took you to fight them. Probably every time you take damage, you have a chance of gaining hit points and things like that. So, more or less, it pays to be extremely inefficient. I'm also going to have a little bit of work with this, and I'm going to avoid fighting enemies except when absolutely necessary, so that I can fight enemies where I can fight them inefficiently very effectively, and I'll do most of that grinding off screen. But that lets you gain strength with your characters without gaining a lot of battle ranks, because the battle ranks don't really actually give you all that much. Your characters may learn new types of abilities based on battle rank, but that's a pretty lame bonus compared to the cost of what you will get as far as the strength of enemies. So it's very much in your interest to be as low a battle rank as possible, with a couple very small exceptions, and those are not ones to worry about. You'll notice here with David's Division, this is the name of this union I'm commanding, it's all golded out, and that's because we have a special attack available. So I'm going to use this Gabold. And, more or less they're saying everybody fall back. When you use this attack later in the game, you don't actually have to do that. You just shoot it, and everything goes according to plan. And all your characters magically get out of the way. Well, almost all your characters. You'll see that in a second. That's something that only has an effect in this version. And Magic Cannon does its Magic Cannon overly done visual effect, which I wish I could speed up a little more, but anyway. I'm not going to be using that attack very often. It will essentially kill every single enemy in the enemy group. And as I said, you want to be inefficient, and that's an efficient way of killing enemies. And, you know, I guess our not-so-intelligent hero forgot to get out of the way, but something protected him.
Hey! Arena? Who are you?
That's what I should be asking you.
Wait, hold on.
Now, how they survive this is kind of beyond me, but it's a video game. I guess I shouldn't ask too many questions. People have fallen much farther and not had any effects.
Ow.
Is that you, Blockter? I'm fine. I can see a light in the distance. That should be the way out.
Hey! Wait up, lady. What's going on?
The gay bulg blew a hole in the ground, and now we're in this cave. Anything else obvious you'd like pointed out?
Cave?
Yes, cave.
At least the exit isn't far.
Hey, wait! Listen to me! Hey!
I'll hear whatever you have to say once we get out of here. Your story better be good, spy.
What do you mean, spy?
Think about it, genius. Why else would you be on a battlefield?
What are you talking about? I'm just looking for my sister, Arena.
Arena? What's your name?
Me? Rush! Rush Sykes!
Rush Sykes.
Ow.
So you're looking for your sister? What happened to her? Speak!
We're from this island called Ulam.
This video is probably going to run a little long. Actually, well, I won't break it. Now that YouTube doesn't care about greater than 10-minute videos.
Arena! It's a package from Mom and Dad!
It's probably just another lame excuse why they can't leave their research.
Hey, cheer up, sis. Whoops. It's a Visistone. Let me set it up.
Oh.
Hi, Rush. Hello, Arena. Are you two behaving yourselves? Both of us are having a great time here at the Academy in Illusion, and we were lucky enough to have a breakthrough in our research. But, as you probably guessed, things are taking longer than expected.
See? Told
So your
you.
father and I agreed that you should come live with us in Illusion.
It's always about what they want.
What we found is a key that lets us use the remnants in new ways. It's gonna change the world for the better. But you kids are more important to us. And I'm sorry we haven't been out to visit for so long.
John, we're running out of time.
Oh, right. We'll be sending someone to pick you up.
Better start packing your bag.
And Rush, you look after your sister, all right?
Take care of yourself.
We'll be speaking.
Apparently their YouTube videos are also, 3 minutes or
Out of
something.
time. Dad's never been good at keeping track. You worried about leaving?
A little. I mean, I've never been off the island before. I'll be fine. After all, we'll be back with Mom and Dad.
You know it.
Ominous clouds approach.
What?
What?
Let me go!
Yeah, okay.
Get your hands off me!
No! Leave my brother alone!
I'll try to avoid mocking the plot too much, but it's so easy to mock this game. I mean, storytelling is not one of the better things done in this game. You know, Square-Enix has done its share of RPGs, so I suppose I could expect more, but this is the usual overly stated, overly dramatic. I don't think you ever actually get to use that ability again. Pity. Right.
Attacked by some flying beast. And protected by the light from your talisman. Child, do you think I'm senile?
It's all true.
Whatever. First things first. We need to get out of here.
Alright. And I'll probably end this video here, because, well, we're actually going to be able to control our character for once. Yeah. So, I'll see you next time.